Hello there. Welcome to my review of Last Epoch. It's a game that I believe straddles the line between perfecting the elements of the ARP genre while at the same time presenting them in a way that is somewhat alien. Or a better way to put it would be impressively refined but overly polished. In whole, my experience with Last Epoch has been an enjoyable one. Initially, I started with no prior knowledge of the game, and really of any of the systems that were interworking. I decided to go into it blind, and my experience with the game, honestly, a lot of fun. It has all of the elements that you want within a ARPG. Wrong menu there. Great skill system, great passives. Um, Generally, all of the parts that I have seemed or found myself to enjoy in other games. But what I began to understand about Last Epoch was that it in itself was iterating upon the parts of the ARP genre that have fallen by the wayside in time. That's more focused upon visuals rather than game. I've played about 30 hours of this game so far. Got this character specifically, all the way into endgame. I can show you here. One thing I truly appreciated was their approach to crafting and how much control one could have over things that were present on their equipment. So I can show you here. Characters using double set item that increases void damage, and something that increases one of my melee type of attacks. That is also increasing one of my main attacks, Warpath, and then something that increases my void damage. So he does a pretty significant amount of damage. Definitely make Warpath do more. Getting there. Why not? In comparison to its story, for me personally, Last Epoch falls a bit short of games like Grim Dawn, Diablo 4, and even Path of Exile. While it's serviceable in its stead, the main issue I found with the story was that it just felt predictable. Most of the tropes that it used or utilized have been so beat to death that it wasn't surprising when, let's say, the staff was stolen, or that when we were traveling back and forth throughout time, or when one enemy in particular was more difficult, came with their. Okay, yeah. Or when I, or okay, I can't remember any of the specifics because in reality, it's so, it was so empty of an experience that it genuinely wasn't like that important for me to remember. I haven't played this dude in a while. But this character specifically built to do AoE damage and then free casts of smite. I'm currently at a part of the build that's not necessarily, I would say, perfect, where I still need a main weapon. I still need to choose if I'm going to use Vengeance or Multi-Strike. Still need to scale up a little bit more, but I've manipulated what I need so far to work however I want it to work. And my next character is probably going to be another Void Knight, another Sentinel when the expansion drops, because I do want to try this build again, but a little bit more. But as you can see, different items drop, multiple different systems. And I can even show you here with the Forge. You have complete control how you want to build an item. I use something like this, random on, or you can put something specific on in this rather than breaking down items is also as simple as using a rune of shattering. Wanted to build this for myself, I'll probably put melee damage. Add the effects. You can also randomize and change them many different builds. But in the end, I wanted to build something that was suboptimal and something that I wasn't familiar with, so I could for myself how well these systems themselves were built and how intuitive it was to understand them. And I can say my favorite part about Last Epoch are the skills and the secting system. It successfully teaches new players about the extent at which the ARP genre has grown, while providing the experienced players a playground to express themselves in their system mastery. The intersection of three separate, passive trees, or if you count the main one, four, alongside 5 different skills you choose out of the, 12 base skills of the Sentinel, plus 5 additional ones that you get or up to 5 additional ones that you get from your subclass. You have varied amount of choice in order for yourself to choose the skill tree out. And best part is you can change this at any time and build yourself back up in power anyway. The only thing that you can't change currently is your subclass choice. But with the update, you will be able to change your subclass and confirmed, and I like that. It gives people even more freedom to choose and do that. Initially, that was thanks, bud. Yeah, initially it felt more of a Diablo 2-esque choice where like whatever choice you make is permanent, and I played the hell out of Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, when it originally came out. Sorry, I'm getting caught up here. But I played a lot of Diablo 2 originally. And that always reminds me of what's the choices that are impacting developers or influencing the developers in the direction that they're going. Overall, though, where the game fell short for me was its lackluster story and overall feeling of being too visually polished. Not really having a, I would guess, what's the word here? Identity of its own. It can continue to build upon this time-weaving story, but utilizing it alongside, I don't know, more, even having the ability to have guns. If you're going forward and backwards through time, just go with it. Go deep into whatever world that you are building here, and really keep expressing yourself more with those elements, because that is what grabs people and brings them to stay in the world that they enjoy. And personally, it may not have been enough for me. Grim Dawn and its darkness is a little bit more my speed, but it's just, I still see this as a good game. And I'd like to take this moment to say to the community as a whole, try to help us understand that we've been spoiled for choice in this moment. We're at a time where there are 4 different masterpieces coming out at the same time. Path of Exile 2, Grim Dawn's expansion, Fangs of Askerton, Last Epoch's expansion, and Diablo 4. It's a great time to enjoy this type of game, and it's a great time to remain level-headed in the face of negativity, all areas of any community. It's okay to enjoy all of these games, some of these games, or none of them. It's okay to enjoy whichever thing that you like the most. Just make sure you understand why you're enjoying it. And it's not always going to be easy. The game. Difficult, it's okay. Enjoy the difficulty. Enjoy the process. That's what, it's all about. We've all been here before. It's all about making sure that you can keep going. Not get caught up in all the ways that the world now. Sentinel mana gained on hit Vengeance Shard. I like that. Definitely have to get my fire resist up. You have it. But that's what I think of Last Epoch. Game that I've enjoyed. I'm going to continue. But I do find some flaws in it, the way that it's been. There are areas that they have excelled in explicitly, and they should still push forward more. But there are also areas that they can refine, just like all of them. Oh. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great playing this game. See you next time.